Moves closer as the House formally begins drafting articles of impeachment. We'll have the very latest.
And Chapman students are granting Christmas wishes, the gift-giving project that continues to grow.
And love it or hate it, Chapman's Undie Run in all its glory. That and more on Chapman News.
From Dodge College of Film and Media Arts, this is Chapman News.
Good afternoon, I'm Natalie Rawson.
And I'm Samantha Thomas. We begin today with dramatic events in the impeachment of Donald Trump.
Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi has asked the Judiciary Committee to begin drafting articles of impeachment against President Trump. This comes 2 months after she announced the start of the inquiry.
Sadly, but with confidence and humility, with allegiance to our founders and a heart full of love for America, today, I am asking our chairman to proceed with articles of impeachment.
After her announcement, Pelosi had a testy exchange with a reporter who asked if she hated the president.
I don't hate anybody.
Representative Collins, reason I asked.
Catholic house, we don't hate anybody, not anybody in the world. So don't accuse me.
I did not accuse you.
You did.
I asked.
Pelosi's statement overshadowed serious hearings this week on Capitol Hill.
With more on this week's developments on the impeachment, we have political producer Grace Papish. Grace?
Happy Dead Week, Panthers! What goes best with pre-finals existential dread? That's right, American politics. Speaker Pelosi's breaking announcement comes just 1 day after the impeachment inquiry moved from the Intelligence Committee over to the larger Judiciary Committee, where both Democrats and Republicans are questioning top constitutional scholars. The question at hand, to what extent are the president's actions actually impeachable?
So don't tell me this is about new evidence and new things and new stuff. We may have a new hearing room, we may have new mics, and we may have chairs that aren't comfortable, but this is nothing new, folks. This is sad.
The judiciary members have been criticized in the past for their theatrical politics, and neither they nor the constitutional scholars disappointed on this front.
This is precisely the misconduct that the framers created a constitution, including impeachment, to protect against.
Impeachments are like buildings. There's a ratio between your foundation and your height, and this is the highest structure you can build under the Constitution. You want to build an impeachment, you have to have a foundation broad enough to support it.
Based on the evidentiary record before you, what has happened in the case today is something that I do not think we have ever seen before.
The abuse of office occurs when the president uses a feature of his power, the awesome power of his office, not to serve the interests of the American public, but to serve his personal, individual, partisan electoral interests.
Professor Jonathan Turley was the only Republican witness brought to the stand Wednesday. Though he himself did not vote for President Trump, his cautious approach to impeachment served as a win for the GOP committee members.
I'm concerned about lowering impeachment standards to fit a paucity of evidence and an abundance of anger. I believe this impeachment not only fails to satisfy the standard of past impeachments, but would create a dangerous precedent for future impeachments.
Stanford law professor Pamela Karlan found herself at odds with Republicans both during and following the hearings. After a tense moment with GOP member Doug Collins, who seemed to dismiss her credibility, she was called out by First Lady Melania Trump for bringing her son, Barron Trump, into politics.
Contrary to what President Trump has said, Article 2 does not give him the power to do anything he wants. And I'll just give you one example that shows you the difference between him and a king, which is the Constitution says there can be no titles of nobility. So while the president can name his son Barron, he can't make him a baron.
On Twitter, the First Lady wrote, "A minor child deserves privacy and should be kept out of politics. Pamela Karlan, you should be ashamed of your very angry and obviously biased public pandering and using a child to do it." But the real baron of Twitter, President Trump, was out of the country this week at the NATO 70th anniversary celebration in London. While there, he held highly publicized meetings with foreign leaders and planned to pressure other nations into increasing their NATO spending. But his visit was cut short after this embarrassing video came out. Americans have had mixed reaction to the video, with some getting defensive while others approving the international community's response to Trump. And in another twist, Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, a controversial figure in the impeachment inquiry, is in Ukraine shooting a documentary. On what? The impeachment inquiry. For Chapman News, this is Grace Papish, reminding you to always stay informed and stay curious.
Kamala Harris announced this week that she is out of the race for the Democratic nomination. On Tuesday, Harris announced her decision with this video on Twitter.
So here's the deal, guys. My campaign for president simply does not have the financial resources to continue, and the financial resources we need to continue.
The Trump administration made changes this week to work requirements for food stamp recipients. The new rules specifically affect people 18 to 49 who aren't disabled and don't have children. Over 680,000 people will lose access to these benefits, according to the Department of Agriculture. The administration's goal is to encourage employment, but anti-poverty advocates are calling it a war on the poor.
After months of denying allegations, Congressman Duncan Hunter pled guilty to stealing campaign funds at a hearing on Tuesday in San Diego. The longtime Trump supporter is charged, along with his wife Margaret, of using more than $150,000 in campaign funds to pay for personal items like food, movie outings, and luxurious vacations. Prosecutors also said that he used the campaign money to facilitate affairs with 5 women. He now faces up to 5 years in prison, and it comes with a fine of $250,000. He explained why he won't fight the charges.
I failed to monitor and account for my campaign spending. I made mistakes, and that's what today was all about.
Alarming numbers from Uber's first ever safety report. The rideshare company says over 3,000 sexual assaults occurred during rides in the United States in 2018, plus 9 murders and 58 fatal crashes. While still shocking, these incidents make up just 0.0002% of the 1.3 billion rides in the U.S. last year. This safety report comes just on the heels of a major lawsuit involving Lyft. 19 women sued the rideshare company, accusing them of failing to implement basic safety measures. They shared accounts of rape and sexual assault occurring after they had fallen asleep during their ride. The women and their lawyers now ask that Lyft install car cameras as a new safety measure. Lyft has also said they will release a safety report by the end of the year.
The details.
And what kind of weather is Santa going to be seeing this holiday season? Coming up.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Welcome back. It's finally getting colder here in Southern California. No snow, but we're definitely seeing a bit of rain lately.
Definitely, Natalie. Jules Rector is in our weather center with our local forecast. Jules, what does this weekend look like?
Well, we might see some rain here in Orange, but for those of you who celebrate Christmas, you're probably wondering what kind of weather Santa is seeing in the North Pole. Well, right now it is a high of -14 and a low of -24. I sure hope Santa has his winter coat because I've never experienced any weather like that before. Saturday and Sunday we'll see some clouds in the North Pole as well. And right here in Orange, we're finally starting to see some sweater weather. That's why I have my long sleeves on today. And it is a beautiful 70 degrees and cloudy. But in about an hour or so, we might be seeing a little bit of rain, so make sure to get your umbrella out. Now for the rest of Orange County. It is a high of 67 in Westminster, Newport Beach, and Irvine, and Mission Viejo. High of 74 in Laguna Beach, high of 70 in Orange today, and high of 65 in San Clemente. Let's see what it is a little bit more north. We have a high of 62 in Santa Barbara, 64 in Avalon, 69 in Los Angeles as well as Anaheim, 68 in Oceanside, 47 in Big Bear, 70 in Palm Springs, and 67 in San Diego. Now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. We have a high of 70 today, like I said, partly cloudy. Tomorrow and Sunday, we will probably see some showers. We have about a 60% chance on Saturday and 40% chance on Monday. And we'll see some lows in the high 40s on Monday and Tuesday. And now that we're finally starting to see some of that winter weather here in Orange, I decided what better way to celebrate than Chapman's annual Winterfest.
The holiday season has officially begun at Chapman with the annual Winterfest, including festive lights, a tree lighting ceremony, and lots of holiday cheer. This year, hundreds of Chapman students and local residents came out to experience the spectacle. And with a theme like the Polar Express, who could resist? Even Pete the Panther made a surprise appearance to greet his fans.
So Pete, do you love Winterfest?
There's a little something for everyone here as the event showcases all types of student performances and different holidays.
It is truly a magical night here at Winterfest. And like Buddy the Elf says, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. And Chapman definitely has that holiday spirit. Reporting from Orange, California, I'm the elf on the shelf for Chapman News.
Winterfest is so great. I love seeing snow here in Southern California.
I do love Winterfest, but I think one of my favorite Chapman traditions is letters to Santa.
Me too. For the last 3 years, senior Sammy Fitzgerald has helped Chapman students get into the giving spirit with her charity, Letters to Santa. Sammy collects letters from kids at local elementary schools. Then she distributes them to Chapman students who buy presents for each child. Her family started Letters to Santa 10 years ago in Chicago, and she brought it with her right here to Chapman. Sammy hopes to pass it on to others in her sorority, Pi Beta Phi.
We have Olivia Young at Madison Elementary School, where students are receiving their gifts.
Olivia, how's it going over there?
Thanks, Sam. Well, as you can see, it's getting pretty festive over here. We actually have Santa himself here today, and the kids have just opened their presents. So why don't you guys show me what you got? Oh my gosh, what did you get?
I got pants.
Ooh. So nice. You have a full outfit, huh?
Yeah.
What did you get, honey?
I got ONGLLDA.
Yay. Are you guys excited? Yeah? Okay, well, happy holidays from everyone here at Madison Elementary. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Olivia. I love this event.
That is so adorable.
So cute. I actually got to go last year, and it's just, obviously, the kids are so excited and appreciative, and it's so sweet.
Yeah, it's such a great way to give back during the holidays.
Absolutely. And speaking of giving back, this week was one of the biggest fundraising days for nonprofits across the country, Giving Tuesday. Chapman's own Camp Kesem hit the ground running this year, raising more than $18,000, almost double of their $10,000 goal. Camp Kesem puts on a free, up to 2-week camp during the summer for children whose parents have been affected by cancer. The members of Kesem at Chapman say that the camp gives kids a place to be kids, regardless of what is happening at home.
Seeing kids who were really shy and quiet on the first day become the loudest and the funniest by day 7, and it's like amazing to see that transformation, and then just to continue that support until they're, well into their teens and 18 years old, which is awesome. Yeah.
If you missed out on donating this week, Camp Kesem will be hosting several fundraising events next semester.
To celebrate its world-renowned documentary program, Dodge College hosted its annual Seek Lens film screening last night. Students in the Seek Lens program produced 5 films in France this past summer to celebrate the Sikh identity. Friends and family attended the screening to honor the films.
I'm so proud of all of my fellow classmates who worked on all of the films. I think we definitely worked our butts off, and it really showed tonight, I think.
Chapman News was proudly represented at the screening, as both myself and entertainment producer Gianna Gravelisi were part of the program this year. And congratulations to all of our classmates as well.
It's final season, and while that means stress and studying, it also means it's almost time for Undie Run, the cherished Chapman tradition in which students run through the streets of Orange in just their underwear. But how did this wild tradition start? Shannon Dominguez has the answer.
Where are we going?
Shed your stress and shed your clothes. The biannual Undie Run event will be happening again next Wednesday starting at Schmid Gate. According to the OC Register, Chapman students have been streaking in the streets of Orange for almost 20 years. But the tradition didn't start at Chapman. The American Sociological Association says that the nude movement started on college campuses in the U.S. in 1974. These Undie Runs were originally intended to donate clothes to charity. And according to the Panther, Chapman briefly restored that tradition in 2014. But it didn't stick. Although it's not an official Chapman event, first-year students have already heard rumors of the wild tradition.
People go around running around in their underwear. That's what I've heard.
And are you going to do it?
Oh, hell yeah.
Probably. It sounds like interesting. Like, it's always cool just to try new things, just try it. Possibly in the future, yeah.
And for others, it could be a little uncomfortable.
No. We don't really know if we're going to do it yet.
Why not?
Discomfort.
The event, nonetheless, is still monitored and patrolled by Public Safety and the Orange Police Department. Chapman statues, signs, and fountains are also blocked off for the safety of students. And one of the biggest concerns of Undie Run is sexual assault.
I want them to respect each other. I want them to keep their hands to themselves unless they have permission to touch someone else.
If students feel unsafe, are too drunk, or need help, Danny Smith will be in Argyros Forum and Beckman Hall will also be open.
There's no doubt that everything we do, the whole point of our involvement, the whole point of my Undie Run Thoughts is about student safety and to try to give them suggestions on how to minimize the risk.
Dean Jerry Price, along with public safety and other administrators, stay on campus until the event is over and all students have left. Dean Price says they usually stay until 1 in the morning, but have stayed as late as 3 a.m., debriefing the event to discuss any situations that need to be taken care of and how to continue to keep students safe. So, whether you're an Undie Run veteran, like me, or this is your first one, be sure to watch out for your friends and watch out for each other. And remember, keep your paws to yourself, Panthers. For Chapman News, I'm Shannon Dominguez.
Undie Run.
Oh, Undie Run.
Such a crazy, wild event. It is the most college thing I think I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yeah.
In my 4 years here.
I'm excited. Senior year, I'm going. We have to.
Such a crazy event. Stay safe out there, everyone.
Coming up on entertainment, the decade is nearing its end. We'll embark on a recap that you are not going to want to miss.
The Los Angeles Angels have finally resolved their stadium problem. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you where they'll be playing. Stay tuned.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Happy holidays, everyone. I'm Brad Benson, and welcome to the Best Campus Sports Show. A historic season for Chapman football has come to an end following a loss in the second round of the playoffs to St. John's University in Minnesota. The season was full of excitement, including a perfect regular season, a SCIAC championship, and a 68-65 triple overtime thriller that made it on national news. The team is disappointed the season ended the way it did, but junior linebacker Dylan Keefe says it's important to remember everything the team accomplished this year.
Yeah, this is a bummer that we lost, but we just got to keep it in perspective that we did a lot this year, and we should give ourselves a pat on the back for that. And next year, just know that we have some goals, and we just got to work towards those.
Steve Hurston and Jeff Swimmer took on Chapman News' own Jared Brosnan and Scott Andrews in a double tennis match yesterday. I would report the score, but I don't want to embarrass them. Well, as one season ends, another begins, as the basketball team is now 5 games into its season. Last year's leading rebounder is doing it again this year, and he's also leading the team in scoring. I'm here with Chandler White, and today we're going to be doing a special holiday-themed skills challenge. Are you ready?
Always ready.
Let's go. In your second year on the team, what are you looking to improve on personally?
I think for me, being my second year on the team, is more about just developing a leadership role. Having a year under my belt, I've had a lot more experience than a lot of the guys here, because I think we have 15 new guys this year. So I'm trying to get the best out of everybody each day in practice is kind of my goal, and just I'm continuing to improve each day.
Still early on, but things are working well. What do you like personally from what you've seen?
I think so far our defense has been great. I think we've implemented a very good system, and we could keep focusing and practice on the little details that we want to get out of that defense. We could be a very good defensive team come conference.
The holidays are coming up. Do you have any favorite holiday traditions that you do?
Holiday tradition. I am a big food guy. I love food, so on Christmas I always have a big feast, almost like Thanksgiving round 2 kind of. So just looking forward to all the food and all the desserts and the candies and the sweets and all the above.
You can see Chandler and the rest of the basketball team all throughout winter break and interterm. For Brad Benson and Chandler White, this has been a holiday edition of Athlete of the Week. There's some big news coming out of the Big A this week. We have Shannon Domingo live at Angel Stadium. Shannon, can you tell us what's going on over there?
Yes, Bradley, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim are now officially staying in Anaheim after reaching an agreement with the city, which will keep the Halos at the Big A for at least the next 30 years. Owner Artie Moreno bought the stadium and its surrounding 133 acres of land from the city for $325 million. Last year, the Angels opted out of their contract to stay in Anaheim and threatened to move to Long Beach. But now, they're staying here. Built in 1966, Angel Stadium is the 4th oldest ballpark in the majors. The team plans on updating the stadium and its surrounding land into a large entertainment and event center. Throwing the ball back to you.
Thanks, Shannon. I definitely love living so close to a major league sports team. And Jason Sanders is not on the Angels, but he is a professional athlete from Orange, and he managed to pull off one of the best trick plays that I've ever seen. Take a look.
The punter takes the snap, and then the toss to the end zone for the touchdown to the place kicker, Jason Sanders.
Come on. Oh, man. Let's Hawk. There's nobody here. I mean, where's he going to go? He's going to try to run this ball? Not quite. There's too many Eagle defenders, but watch your kicker. I'm just going to block. No, I'm not. I am a receiver. What a well-executed play by this Miami special teams.
Okay, before I go, I just want to point out two things. Jason Sanders attended University of New Mexico, SCOBOs. And two, I just want to take a moment and thank all of our amazing seniors here at Chapman News. I got to know them for the last 2 years or so, 3 years, and I'm really going to miss them. Natalie, Sam, Scott, directing, everyone else, going to miss you guys so much. And that's the latest in sports this week. And for this semester, only one more segment left. Brandon, what's going on in entertainment?
Who is the little green creature all over your social media? It is Baby Yoda. Stick around.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear. Because for 75 years, he's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But there's a lot more to say. Like, if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Brandon Lance Garnsey here to bring you the latest in entertainment for the last time this year. 'Tis the time of Spotify Wraps and YouTube Rewinds, but it's just not the end of the year, it is the end of the decade. Let's recap the good old 20-tweens in just 2 minutes and 20 seconds for the incoming 2020 new year. Willow Smith whips her hair into the new decade, and we begin 2010 with The Walking Dead, iPads, the Bed Intruder song, and Lady Gaga's famous meat dress. Not to mention,
Who wants to know? You tell.
Adele made her debut in 2011, and Kim K was married for 72 days. But we were able to watch Bridesmaids, Beyonce show her baby belly at the VMAs, the royal wedding, and Oprah's final episode. The world didn't end up ending in 2012, but we sadly lost Whitney Houston. Obama won again, Call Me Maybe on repeat, and all of the moms out there were reading 50 Shades of Grey. 2013 was a rough one for celebs. Bieber peed in a bucket, Jennifer Lawrence fell at the Oscars, Amanda Bynes had a breakdown, the Jonas Brothers split, and Miley, at least selfie became an official word. Things got better in 2014 when Ellen took that selfie at the Oscars. We learned to let it go, sung by
Adele Dazeem.
People were also throwing ice on their heads for an internet challenge, and Solange Knowles punched Jay-Z in an elevator. We met Caitlyn Jenner in 2015, and the world was rocked with Hamilton, and Misty Copeland as a principal dancer, along with Left Shark. Also, was that dress blue or white? Despite the 2016 election tearing our country apart, Leonardo DiCaprio finally got his Oscar. Beyonce came back with Lemonade, and we started binging Stranger Things. 2017 was the year of tea, with the envelope mix-up at the Oscars, the start of the Me Too movement, and Kendall Jenner's controversial Pepsi commercial. Powerful ladies came through, like Wonder Woman and Ariana Grande at her Manchester benefit concert. What didn't happen in 2018? People were eating Tide Pods, Beychella made history, the rise of the Yodel Kid, IHOP turns into IHOB, and Toys R Us is cancelled? Ari was also engaged for a minute, and Cardi B threw a shoe at Nicki Minaj. Now, our friend 2019 brought the Jonas Brothers back together. Thank God. The Avengers assembled in Endgame, the streaming wars began, Scooter and Taylor fought their own war, and the Democratic debates also seemed like a war. Lizzo and Billie Eilish skyrocketed into fame, while the Skywalker saga, just like this decade recap, came to an end. And whoa, what a decade it has been! If the end of this year is any sign to how the new year will be, it is a great sign for the movie industry. Because currently, it looks like some things never change for Disney, since Frozen 2 is absolutely destroying the box office, now pushing over $300 million. while Lionsgate's Knives Out is doing impressively well at $110 million domestically. But Frozen 2 and Knives Out will have to compete with what box office analysts are predicting to shatter records: Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, which is set to premiere December 20th. Now, also shattering records and at a young age is Billie Eilish. And her song You Should See Me in a Crown has just gotten a lot more easy to visualize, as she will be crowned 2019 Woman of the Year at the Billboard Woman in Music event next month, just a few days ahead of her 18th birthday. Billie joins the ranks of Billboard's past selections, such as 2018's Ariana Grande and 2017's Selena Gomez. Love them. Now, Lori Loughlin's daughter, Olivia Jade, is making her return back to her beloved YouTube platform after the very public USC college admissions scandal. The lifestyle vlogger uploaded a new video where she mentions she debated for 7 or 8 months whether she should come back to the platform, as she is legally not allowed to speak on anything going on right now. Olivia and her mother, Loughlin, pleaded not guilty, in April to charges of conspiracy to commit fraud and money laundering. The daughters, Isabella and Olivia Jade, are not currently enrolled at USC. But it is safe to say that we're all enrolled in the Baby Yoda fan club. Spoiler alert, the small creature was revealed at the end of the episode 1 of the new Disney Plus series, The Mandalorian. And ever since, it has been an addicting character in the show. Whether it's comparing Baby Yoda's Instagram look to his reality, saying that this still of the show looks like every mom on Christmas morning watching you open presents, or Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson claiming it as his own child. Absolutely everyone has fallen in love with the familiar-looking face. Okay, so I'm confident that the child will continue to be an obsession in the new year. Now, I'm gonna go find a plushie form of him somewhere so I can just hold him. Thanks for catching up with me in all things entertainment this semester. Back to you guys at the desk.
I just love Baby Yoda.
He's so cute. How can you not?
And what a decade it's been, Natalie.
Yeah, and what a great few years it's been. For many of us, like Sam and I, this is our last Chapman News show, and it's definitely bittersweet.
Our crew put together a goodbye video for our seniors, and we actually haven't seen it yet, so before I start crying, let's take a look. I would describe my Chapman News experience as being the most transformative. It's truly shown me where my strengths lie and what I want to do with my career moving forward.
It sounds cheesy, but like all the in-between moments, I think we spend so much time together, and a lot of it's stressed, but through that I feel like there's like so many jokes made, and like it's just a good time, and these are good people.
It's just a great time working with everybody. It's been one of my most memorable experiences.
I've really enjoyed my time, and I learned a lot about what I'm capable of and the kind of professional I want to be in this world.
I thought that people kind of just got together. The show was made. I don't know who made the show. I thought like fairies made the show. Like I had no idea. But then like coming and seeing like all the hard work that goes into it, see everyone like trying their best and trying new things. And then it coming together was really cool to see.
I came into Chapman News a little bit nervous. I kind of realized that everyone is in like kind of the same boat. So I was really surprised when everyone kind of came together and is just so willing to help.
My favorite part would either be filming the shows on Fridays. I like always had so much fun when like we were about to start the show. It was so exciting, and then afterwards everyone would be really excited, and like I'd get lunch with somebody or we'd like hang out afterwards.
I think the people that I got to work with, because I learned a lot from them and also made some great friends.
The most important thing that I've learned from being in Chapman News is definitely working in a team and collaborating with others and having respect for people you work with, vice versa.
I love all the people in Chapman News, and I'm really going to miss them.
My favorite thing about Chapman News, besides the camaraderie, was also just like the hands-on experience, because we actually got to apply it and see our work every week, which I thought was super cool.
I think the most valuable skill that I've learned is to kind of like chase after a story, even if it's not working at first, and to like keep trying at it until you can make it into like something cool.
I really think it's everyone's little baby at the end of the day, and a Friday after it airs, we're all so proud of our work, and it's so satisfying to be able to see kind of like a collective child on screen that you guys all produce, and with all your creativity that goes into it.
How do you sum up a year-and-a-half long experience. Like, I changed so much from the beginning to the end, and there are truly no words to describe how grateful I am. I love the production that we do and the show that we put on, but none of it would matter if it weren't for the amazing crew that we have. It truly is the people that make the show what it is.
There was one point where I'd be terrified to raise my hand and even make a comment about anything. And so now, because of Chapman News, I feel like I've learned so much and I've gained so much confidence in like my decision-making skills and leading a team. Sentimental, and like, I don't think 17-year-old me ever thought that I'd be able to do this.
To our amazing, amazing crew, thank you guys so, so much for all of your hard work. Every single 25 of you make this show what it is, and I'm so, so grateful to have had this semester with you guys.
I want to tell you, we'll miss you a lot, and it's been great working with you.
Oh my God, wow.
Right. Well, it's really been such a special year. We've both been here for 3 seasons of Chapman News and have seen it grow and change with every semester.
We've had an incredibly hardworking crew, and I can speak for both of us when I say we are going to miss producing this show so much.
Yeah, so we won't be here, but please never miss an episode of Chapman News.
Never miss one.
Nope, don't do it. So check out our YouTube channel at chapmannews.tv and follow our social media accounts at Chapman News. Our next season will begin in February.
Thank you again to our incredible crew, to our fearless leader, Brett Marcus, and to all of you for watching.
And for one last time, I'm Natalie Rawson.
And I'm Samantha Thomas. Have a great winter break.